Hi, this is Yendra Chekan of Valuing Voices again. So I wanted to share with you, to some degree, a success story. So Plan International, I'm going to be looking down at my notes a bit. So Plan International went to Kenya 9 years after their project closed. Very brave and wonderful organization for doing this. One of the very, very few. And you can find this blog on my valuingvoices.com site. And they returned to Kenya to better understand how their work had contributed to long-term change. They wanted to look at the community ownership of the projects, to provide lessons learned from past programming for current programming. Radical. Oh my God, radical. You have no idea how often projects are designed without referring to evaluations of past projects that are similar. Really kind of shocking, frankly. It's one of those hidden things that we don't really talk about because there's so much staff change. There's so much turnover. And donors are often, asking us for different priorities. So suddenly, what used to be food security now needs to be resilience. What used to be natural resource management, or what used to be agriculture now needs to be natural resource management for climate change, which is all good, but projects can't really keep up, right? So going back and seeing what we can learn from past projects, maybe the priorities may have changed, but good programming is good programming, and a nonprofit such as Plan or Mercy Corps that actually goes back and says, what can we learn, is like a godsend to me. I just think they're like the best things in sliced bread, or whatever analogy you'd like to use. And so they went back and they talked to 165 people. That's quite a lot. And they found out that water tanks and latrines were maintained 9 years later. That's phenomenal. Isn't that great? This is how much the community valued them, right? And they also found out that there was some health dispensary that people were still, kind of going to, and the health associations were still working that had been put in, and that Irish potatoes that they had put in were actually still being grown by communities, and they'd even spread, right? The training had stuck. Other things were less successful. They found out that, community leaders said to them, listen, and they are telling us that the community leaders said this to them, which is absolutely mind-bogglingly wonderful. Community leaders said, Plan came out with its own blueprints of projects and had not attempted to understand the local community and its needs, nor to involve them in planning, such as, when they planned the grain store. Plan was seen as a bringer of things, but had not built a sense of ownership or responsibility for the things they brought. So we're still doing that, right? We bring things. We want to do good. We want to alleviate suffering. We want to really improve poverty, kind of decrease poverty and improve livelihoods and lives. But we bring things very often. And so the other problem in their evaluation is that things changed, obviously. And so can we really expect some fabulous impacts from what we put in 9 years ago? Well, we should, frankly. In the intervening years, things can change, but really good self-sustainability programming where participants are actually still, investing in all the project activities because they found them so valuable and they were designed in such a way that the communities could maintain them is, again, not rocket science. It's what most of us that are funding these development projects are expecting. But the other problem in the evaluation was Plan didn't really tell us either how much money had been spent and what proportion of that money that was spent still remained. Like what percentage of the total budget were these latrines, the Irish potatoes, the health center, and most importantly, not only what succeeded, but also what didn't. What shouldn't we do again, at least in this community in Kenya, right? We have to look at both sides of the coin. So please, please, please write me at www.valuingvoices.com. You'll see my email there, and join our discussion. Thank you so very much. Bye-bye.